Hello guys, I am Karthikesh. In this video, we are going to see about what is Raspberry Pi Pico. We all hear about Raspberry Pi Zero, Raspberry Pi, other some boards like with 2 GB RAM and with 4 GB RAM. Between this, the Raspberry Pi Pico is very small compared all to these boards because it's very thin and it is at low rate compared all about the Raspberry Pi boards. So in this video we are going to see about this what is Raspberry Pi Pico. So first the microcontroller, which is microchip, which is integrated in the Raspberry Pi Pico. It's RP2040. It's a low cost package and has a good feature set in this module. Raspberry Pi Pico had a USB micro B normal mobile phone power jack, which is used to power the Raspberry Pi Pico and to upload the code to the Raspberry Pi Pico. And it had a 2 MB quad SPI flash memory, which is also known as flash storage, to store the program in this Raspberry Pi Pico. Flash memory are normally used in daily life like mobile phones, pen drive, etc. And Raspberry Pi Pico had a big boots and button, which is used to upload the driver for this Raspberry Pi Pico and to upload the program to this Raspberry Pi Pico. It had an inbuilt pin which indicates as 39th pin in Pico. It is used to give a external power supply to 2 to 5 volt DC to the Pico. So this is the pinout diagram of this module. If you need this circuit diagram, it's available in their official website, which is raspberrypi.org. They also mention lot of this about this Pico. This is the basic feature of this Pico. It had a RP20 microcontroller and it had a clock speed up to 133 MHz and it has a 2 MB onboard flash memory and it had a 264 KB SR RAM and it had a castled module allows soldering direct to carrier boards and it had a USB 1.1 with device and host support to upload our program to our Pico, and it's consume very low power and dormant nodes, and it very easy to program to our Raspberry Pi Pico because you need to drag and drop the program from our folder to the Raspberry Pi storage. And it had a GPIO pins, which is general pin out of input and output pins, and it is mentioned as how many pins, which are all which type of pin like SPI pins, I2C pins, UART pins, and it had a accurate clock and timer on chip in this small tiny board, and it had a temperature sensor. Basically, if we use Arduino, we need to use for the temperature sensor for the additional boards, but Pico had a inbuilt temperature sensor and a clock and timer on chip, and it had a activating floating point libraries. There are more libraries, and it had a programmable input-output state machines for custom peripheral support. The upcoming videos of the Raspberry Pi Pico projects are coming on our channel. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to Karthikesh Robotics.